You guys have a microphone where Mrs. Horace would pin that to her clothing now? Morning, good people. Your mics are hot, so mic, you know. Hey, Chief.
All right, and looking at the
Okay, thank you, appreciate that. But everything's in here.
what I saw.
Oh,
try to
okay.
work the way it is,
Okay.
for you to see if I can.
Yeah, but it needs an S on citations on number 2. Oh, before it's true. You know, that's right. You're right. Skip that. It doesn't work.
got that,
We'll put
Thomas.
that in our bloopers, Mayor. It'll be a
Thomas, you
bloopers
better
reel
put
for you.
that shoe thing up there where he's, and put under there that he's selling them.
Take a snapshot.
We're going to start the meeting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Thomas. Okay, we're going to call to order the special meeting of March 27th, 2020. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
A quorum is present.
We do that on a special meeting?
Yes, all the time.
All right. We stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
A quorum is present.
Any persons present that would wish to address the City Council on any item on today's agenda may do so at this time.
Mayor, if I may speak,
Public comment.
I know that.
All right.
We as council, and it should have been the city clerk, received an email from a group called the Healthy Inglewood Public, and they're submitting a document for today's meeting.
I didn't receive, no.
So if the clerk didn't receive it,
So it's not,
no, it's not considered.
right, thank you much.
All right. Now, Madam Clerk, could you call item CI1?
Yes, it's an initiative by Mayor James T. Butts Jr. recommending during this unprecedented emergency, the city manager be directed to take actions to provide economic relief for residents and businesses that are experiencing loss of income, jobs, and business opportunities.
Okay, and the recommendation is that the city manager be directed to take the following actions. That all street sweeping citation issued from March 16th through the weekend of passage of this initiative, should it be passed, which would be March 30th, 2020, be voided and not collected. And 2, that the 5 persons who have paid their citations during the period which commenced on March 16th be contacted and have their fines rebated to them. And that 3, based upon input from Councilmember Morales, that the city make available during this period of emergency due to the COVID-19 viral contagion, that on street sweeping days, the public lots and public structure, parking structure number 1, which is adjacent to City Hall, the main library lot, which is at the intersection of Gravilla and Queen Street, and the Arborvita city-owned parking lots, which are on Arborvita Street west of La Brea, be open to residents to park free of charge during the declared emergency period between 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. That, based upon the input of Councilmember Franklin, the false alarm billing charges for the period of declaration of emergency be waived and not collected. 6, that any false alarm billing fees levied already and paid be rebated to the business owner. 7, that no water disconnection or late fees for non-payment of water billing for the duration of the emergency declaration period will occur, and that those behind on their water billings be given 6 months to reconcile those accounts. Now, additionally, we had members of the public that could not get their trash receptacles emptied because people parked in front of their parkways where their cans were. We also had commercial business owners that were out of business and did not generate refuse to be picked up, but still they would be billed. And so I'm recommending that we give a credit for this coming billing period that no resident in the city be billed for trash collection for this coming trash cycle. It's going to be at a cost of about a little over $1 million to the city because we will still have to pay for the services. But this is something that I believe is a way the city can help our businesses and residents, that we can help lighten the burden through this unprecedented time of emergency. And I'm going to open this up before we have a motion for discussion.
Mayor,
Councilman Morales.
just to clarify, your motion in regards to the residential trash fee and also includes businesses
Yes, it's every
that are of
every
all size?
of every one that receives trash service in the city, commercial and residential,
No matter the size of the business, right?
no matter the size of the business.
Let me know when you want to open it up for.
It is definitely open for discussion.
Yeah,
You want to go ahead, Alex, or you want me to follow
for
up?
the mayor to.
Yes, go right ahead.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. So, first off, I think this is very much needed, and I'm sure will be appreciated by our residents and even those folks who are visiting resident members during the time that this, safe home had not taken place. Just want clarification. You said that the availability for folks to park in these identified locations is from 7 to 3 p.m.
7 a.m. to 3 p.m. on street sweeping days.
Okay, strictly on street sweeping days.
However, the reality is that streets are swept
Every
throughout
day.
every day throughout the week,
Monday
and
through
trash is
Friday.
picked up Monday through Friday. So in effect, this is every day that there's street sweeping and trash pickup.
Okay, that's what I was just gonna touch on.
However, what we're asking the public to do is be considerate that if it's not a street sweeping and trash day for you, that you not use this resource so that it's available for people who cannot park on their streets on those days. And also, one thing I want to add, because I don't want to cut you off, is that it was apparent to me, I had a run of the figures done for street sweeping citations. And in the 2-week period a month ago, for the same period of time, the 16th through the 30th, we had 400 street sweeping citations. For this period that ended 2 days ago, from March 16th to a couple days ago, we had over 1,400 street sweeping citations issued. It was clear to me that there was confusion generated by the televised broadcast that LA would not be enforcing street sweeping, and we had a number of residents that believed that that applied to Inglewood. And I believe that that was in large part responsible for the large increase in street sweeping citations. And so that was what led me to propose this initiative and to look at other means that we could provide relief for our residents, and the other council members chimed in, and I think this is effective. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go
No,
ahead.
Mayor, no, that's perfect, because I was actually gonna touch on that, but I'm glad you did, appropriately so. Again, what we're doing today is a way to help our residents, because we certainly understand that, this is a new period for all of us that have not gone through anything like this. And we are trying to do what we can to help our residents, to help our business owners, folks that come and visit Inglewood. So I just want to make it clear to folks that we hear you, and today's action is in part because of the phone calls and emails that we've received from you. So continue to stay engaged with us. The mayor and the council members and staff are available via email and phone calls. So we are being very responsive to get back to folks. So I just want to make sure that you know that. And please just stay connected with us. And we are using our emergency operations services folks, Brian Walker and Crystal, to send out information to people about what the city is doing as it relates to our coronavirus COVID-19 approach to keeping people safe. With that, thank you, Mayor.
Okay. Councilman Franklin?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. It's disheartening to realize that a one-city mayor of Los Angeles is recognized as the County of Los Angeles and has caused the challenge of this council having to make some amendments because of misrepresentation or the perception of, and that now that has been ratified by this council. Mayor, I would like for you to make a friendly amendment regarding the acknowledgement about the Inglewood City water bill, that it's no late fees and interest penalties. The bill that I have from the businesses also incorporate their bill of user tax, sewer, and refuge.
Just so I understand this, we already have said that,
We're going one cycle.
well, not for water, it's for,
Sewer.
it's for,
I'm sorry,
actually.
refuge.
The charge is for refuge,
Yes,
for refuse.
yes, but
And,
not sewer or
it's not for
user
sewer
tax.
and water, because that has nothing to do with it. If you don't use water, you won't be billed for it. Sewer access is something that everybody pays. However, what we're saying is refuse, because we have some businesses that have generated no trash because they've been closed. We had some residents that didn't get their trash receptacles picked up because people mistakenly thought that they could park in a street sweeping area.
Right.
Which is really trash day as well. And so what we're saying is we're going to forego the refuge charge for everyone in the city. And that's the fair thing to do.
Okay, I'm just simply acknowledging that now the finance department will have to bifurcate the breakdown of their billing to no
Exactly.
waiver for the.
And what they'll do is they'll just receive a bill that is for their sewer and water, but they won't be billed.
User tax,
User tax,
Yes.
yes, but they won't be billed for the refuse.
yes.
All right.
Right, thank you, Mayor.
Councilman Morales.
Thank you, Mayor. And, of course, just to highlight what was just said by Councilman Franklin and the mayor, this time is evolving. You know, we may return and address that situation. Obviously, we don't want any of our residents to do without water. We don't want any of our residents to do without service if we're still in this state of emergency. Councilman Franklin actually mentioned something about the city of LA and LA County. You know, they have the benefit of being on television every day. So their message is very resounding, and it reaches every part of our community as well. I can tell you that has, while it has caused us to highlight what we are doing, it has not created a reactionary method here in the city. The mayor obviously has done a good job from the beginning in terms of addressing the situation. We have together come up with this resolution, and the mayor brought forward the eviction moratorium, what was it, a few weeks ago, and the city of LA, I believe they are due to adopt it today if in fact they do so. If they meet via teleconferencing or otherwise. So the fact that we don't have the same opportunities to highlight does not mean that we are not moving forward. In fact, you will find that we are carefully addressing the issues at hand. Now, just to highlight some of the things that happened, the mayor mentioned that you know, I've asked for the parking lots to be open and in surrounding particular parts of the city. You know, the issue is the fact that at the end of the day, even during these times, we have to be good neighbors. We have to see how we can help each other out, and that includes parking. But with parking so exhausted in some of the areas, we want to allow the option of parking during the street sweeping times. You might have to take 1 block walk, maybe 2 blocks walk to one of the lots on Arborvitae, walk back. But we really would appreciate that, and your neighbors would appreciate that. So I hope you take that benefit as what it is. It's the city responding to a need. The fact that it was discussed in motion to forgive the citations up and through March 30th, which is this week, for street sweeping citations. That would be anything you received in front of your house 7 to 3 when you weren't supposed to be parked there for trash and street sweeping. That's going to be forgiveness. Let me just say that we're all learning right now, and we may come back and do something else, take away some of the things that didn't work. We're going to do that, but what we want to show our residents more clearly is that the truth is you're not alone. The city is thinking about each resident every day, and I want to congratulate staff who has continued to show up here when there are governments who have gone to skin and bones. And we have folks in very crucial departments that have continued to show up and react. And the mayor, who is usually here 16 hours a day, I don't know if you've upped or down your hours, but the truth of the matter is that we're fortunate in the fact that our government is working. And I just wanted to take the time to let the residents know that they're not alone, and we're addressing the issues as we go along as best we can, and we'll continue to do so. So thank you, Mayor, for your initiative and the response to our amendments.
Councilman Morales, you made some great points, Councilman Padilla did, and Councilman Franklin did as well. And I do want to recap something that you said that's extraordinarily important. The reality is that we're not going to be covered by the national and local news media chains on a daily basis, as LA and LA County are. But the reality is this, that we, 2 weeks ago, adopted a moratorium on residential evictions. We came back last week, extended that to commercial renters. We are the only city in this county that is providing a subsidy for every resident by forgiving 1 month's trash collection here. We've made sure that no one will have their water services disconnected during this period of emergency, even if they have a pre-existing delinquency debt to the city. We will not turn off anybody's water. This council is the only one in the county that is expending city funds, because we'll spend $1 million to cover these trash collections. But that's the way that we can legally help all of our residents and all of our businesses. So I want to thank all of you for your comments, all of you for support for this executive order. And this is the executive order that will go into the record. Order of the City of Inglewood, California, waiving or rebating fines for street sweeping parking citations issued March 16th, 2020, authorizing the free use of certain city-owned lots on street sweeping days by residents. Remember this, though. We will still be enforcing street sweeping on street sweeping and trash days regardless, and we want people to leave those sides of the street open so we can collect refuse. Sanitation is more important than ever at this time. Authorizing the free use of certain city-owned parking lots on street sweeping days by residents, waiving all refuse collection fees for the current billing cycle, that's the current billing cycle, waiving or rebating false alarm service charges, and providing certain protections for the city's water utility customers. Whereas on March 17, 2020, the City Council issued a proclamation of existence of a local emergency in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. And whereas during a local emergency, the City Council may promulgate orders and regulations necessary to provide the protection of life and property. And whereas the City Council desires to provide financial relief for residents and business owners that are experiencing loss of income, jobs, and business opportunities as a result of the state of emergency and stay-at-home orders issued by federal, state, and local governments. Now, therefore, it is hereby ordered by the City Council of the City of Inglewood, California, as follows. Section 1. The above recitals are incorporated into this order. Section 2. The city manager or his designee is ordered to take the following actions. 1. Waive all fines and penalties for street sweeping parking citations issued from March 16th and prospectively through March 30th, 2020. 2. Contact all persons who have paid a fine for street sweeping parking citations issued from March 16th through the 30th, 2020 to rebate that fine. 3. Make the following city-owned parking lots available for free to residents affected by street sweeping parking restrictions. Parking structure number 1, adjacent to City Hall, the main library parking lot at the intersection of Grevilla and Queen Street, and the Arbor Vitae parking lots on Arbor Vitae Street west of La Brea. 4. Waive the city's fees for refuse collection services for the current billing cycle citywide. 5. Waive the city's service charge for responding to any false alarm, that's Inglewood Municipal Code 8-65.8, that occurs during the local emergency, and rebate any business owner that has paid such a service charge. 6. For the duration of the local emergency, cease disconnecting water services for non-payment and cease imposing late fees for non-payment of the water bills, and give customers in arrears 6 months to reconcile their accounts. And that will be ordered, if passed by the City Council, on this 27th day of March 2020.
I so move.
Second.
Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Yes, Mayor, but before we do that, is that by resolution that you're,
It's by executive order.
executive board? Thank you. Council members Padilla,
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin,
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. Now we would open for public comment. Is there any public comment? Hearing no comment, are there any further council comments? Okay, with that, I want to thank everyone for their courage and cooperation in the spirit of emergency, and this is something we will definitely all arise from stronger than ever. We're adjourned.
Right.